Hi, my name is Ben Scott, and this is my presentation over should universities cost as much as they do. Here's some background information. College has been a fundamental piece within societies for centuries. The first known university was founded back in 859. Universities serve as a stepping stone for many students to help them achieve their occupational goals. Once graduated from a university, students are awarded a degree to represent their accomplishments and prove their expertise to potential employers. Throughout the years, the cost to receive such a prestigious reward has only increased as a four-year public university within the United States has continuously risen. It has brought many to consider in recent years whether a degree is worth the cost. Side A, or those that believe the high cost is reasonable and justified. This is the faculty, administration, and the university. And then there's side B, which are those that believe that the total expenses are excessive and should become less, which are the people like the college students, graduates, the person paying for the school who believe in side B. Overall, the cost of a four-year public university in the United States is a large amount for many people, and whether it should be as costly as it has become is a controversial topic in need of a solution. Some reasons why high expenses can be beneficial are scholarships. Schools sometimes gift talented or prospective students with a sum of money towards their education, which can total in millions and even billions of dollars. Well-trained staff, such as teachers who are experts in their field, who may possess PhDs or doctorate's degrees. Safety, security cameras, officers on site, and campus emergency buttons. Where to stay, nicely furnished dorms or campus apartments with well-structured buildings. And research, laboratory supplies can be funded. Another reason is that cheaper college could devalue degrees. Lucy Lipovsky with Forbes said that many boards of trustees are very concerned about the high discount rates that they offer some of their students. They're worried that this cannot continue, but they are in a conundrum because they worry that lowering their price will result in a drop in prestigiousness of their universities. An increased proportion of people with such degrees would saturate the workforce and every application, so employees would have a much harder time differentiating between applicants. If every high school graduate would receive a free education, then it would surely be worthless. This would cause a stair-step effect to degrees, because a bachelor's degree would not nearly be worth as much. A master's or doctorate would now be the differentiating factor between many applicants. Some reasons why universities should charge less are the financial burden of university expenses. The price of college is overwhelming for many students. Application and potential fees are typically just the tip of the iceberg. There's also tuition, a deposit to reserve the spot at the school, along with book prices, a place to stay, and utilities, maybe food expenses as well. The total cost per year for a public four-year college was $45,932 on average, according to Think Impact. From 2002 to 2012, tuition at government-funded schools increased by 39% on average. American universities spend nearly twice the rich world average of $15,556. As university expenses rise, so does student debt alongside it, leaving many students with large financial deficits after leaving college that they will try to make up for years. Where is all the money going? People wonder where a lot of their expenses are being funded to at a university. Students could be potentially saving money if the schools focused more on funding towards essentials and learning materials. Some universities have been known to spend millions and even billions towards elaborate sports programs, including stadiums and coaches' salaries. American universities have been known to spend nearly twice the rich world average per full-time student. Here's a video on college expenses.
College in America. It's 4 years of all-nighters, cake stands, ethnically diverse welcome brochures, Pinterest-perfect dorm rooms, and crushing student debt.
I have $69,812.
$47,000.
$90,000.
$35,000.
$350,000.
$60,000 worth of student loans.
My minimum student loan payment is $1,000 a month.
It should take me about 10 years to pay that back.
I will be roughly 36.
45 years old.
I don't know how old I'll be when I pay that off.
I was actually on campus at Penn State, and I saw that I had so much to pay, and it just was overwhelming. I didn't know how to do it. I never saw a number that big.
I just went to school for a few months, found out that it was not what I wanted at all, and now I have this $40,000 extra dollars that I have to pay and nothing really to show for it.
If I wasn't paying this student debt, oh my God, I would just invest all of my money. It feels like I will have a roommate for the rest of my life because my debt is so much.
You can't point at someone and say, this person made your student debt load so much more. It's the whole system.
So why is college so expensive, and is it worth it?
So does the diploma outweigh the cost? Many consider whether the price of a degree is actually beneficial to their future careers. They wonder if they'll ever be able to pay off such a debt. Some lower-paying jobs barely make a dent each year. If teachers are paid so little, especially when schools such as the University of Oklahoma City have already cut their teacher programs with a lack of students. Higher-paying occupations such as doctors and lawyers take years to pay back those debts, even when they are paid greater, but the large school debts have likely been accumulated. Some possibilities for a solution could be federal and state taxes being diverted to increase financial aid. After estimated calculations, if each taxpayer were to pay $96.16 a month, then that would cover the average tuition at about 25%. Another solution may be a $1 tax on boxes of tobacco. This could decrease the amount of smoking and its negative effects, as well as helping students afford higher education. California has already implemented this technique and raised nearly $800 million in their first year. But I believe the best solution may be Marco Rubio's plan. As a presidential candidate, Marco Rubio created a plan where students could be made aware of their future incomes, and students would be invested in by individuals or corporations, and following graduation, the students would pay back their investors based on a percentage of their income. Here's a video on Marco Rubio's plan.
America's education system needs a disruption. And if you've got 2 minutes, I'll explain how I'll fix it as our next president. It's simple. In this new American century, education is not an option. Our current education system was created in the middle of the 20th century. where you could work a low-skill job and have a middle-class lifestyle, or you can get a 4-year degree. That just isn't working in the 21st century. The federal government is trying to take over early education and limit parents' choices and local control. The higher ed cartel pushes skyrocketing tuitions and degrees that don't lead to jobs. Yesterday's leaders want to raise taxes and dump more money into this broken system. Meanwhile, America's skills gap is widening, and we're falling behind competing countries in both math and literacy. For me, this isn't theory. I was blessed with the opportunity of a good education, but I paid for it. I owed over $100,000 in student loans just a few years ago. So here's my plan: a transformative reform to our education system. I want to empower parents with school and curriculum choice. I want to promote the high-skill vocational programs that our businesses are begging for. Welders, machinists, and BMW technicians trained right here in the US. I believe students should know how much they can expect to earn with a given degree before they take out a loan to pay for it. And I've worked hard on a proposal to make sure they have this information. And for Americans already saddled with student loans, we should let students repay their loans based on what they actually earn. The more you make, the faster you pay back your student loans. The less you make, the less strain your loans cause on your wallet. Today, I'm asking you to stand with me to change the system. And together, we can build a new American century.
In conclusion, the current expenses for most universities are continuing to rise, and this is an issue. Many students have been burdened by large sums of debt. With money collected by tax or investors choosing students in Marco Rubio's plan, we could potentially provide relief to many students on their journey to their future occupations. Thank you for watching.